Hello. So I'm still in my onesie because I'm not going anywhere. And I just wanted to do a video on this idea that some Christians are constantly trying to argue that people don't have faith if they're being careful, people don't have faith if they're closing down churches, people don't have faith if they're doing certain things to keep them safe or just to prepare. I think it's really unfair to make such statements because you cannot judge anyone. You're not inside a person. I'm not inside a person to determine how much faith they have. I do understand that oftentimes what's in our hearts comes out in our actions. I get that. But we must all admit that we are living in such an uncertain time and we're not sure how much this virus is going to spread. Yes, there are more people that die of heart disease and whatever else more than every day than people are dying from corona, but how long has coronavirus been around? So I think and I believe that the Bible teaches us, yes, have faith in God, but also use your common sense. For example, you cannot walk around not washing your hands and not doing whatever you need to be doing and be like, God's gonna protect me. I think that is silly. For lack of better words, if you look in the Old Testament, a lot of the ceremonial laws that God gave to the children of Israel were actually for their physical well-being. So they had to wash hands, they couldn't touch a dead body, they couldn't do that, they couldn't do this, and it was all so that they wouldn't get sick. And then even if a woman had her period, she had to sit so far away, kind of, I hate reading that text because I'm like, oh, but can you imagine if she was just walking around spreading all her germy stuff everywhere, because they didn't have the sanitary towels that we have now. So when you read the Bible, read it in context, don't spiritualize everything, come on. God has given us a mind to also think, and I think Christianity is not just about being believing in fairy tale stuff. I think we also have to be practical as well. Another thing that I would like to throw out there is that when the Pharisees are trying to kind of catch Jesus out, and they're like, should we pay taxes to Caesar? And he says, he looks at the coin and he says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and to God what belongs to God. If our governments and if, our presidents, prime ministers, whatever, are telling us that we need to do this in order to protect the elderly community, we must obey. We must obey the laws of the land because, first of all, closing down your church is not against the law. It's not breaking any law. It's not coming between you and God, because guess what? You, the individual, are the church. You are the church. The church is not the building. The church is not the Sunday service or the Saturday service that you attend. You are the church. So you can have church anywhere you want. All right? Anywhere, literally, anywhere, so just wanted to throw that out. You can have church anywhere. Stop holding on and calling your pastors or your elders people who do not have faith because they're exercising their recommended stuff that what the government is recommending, what medical staff are recommending, and and that does not mean that they do not have enough faith. I can't remember what else I wanted to say in this rant, but yeah, basically stop judging, for you yourselves shall be judged. And I must admit, I've had moments of pure panic, pure fear, and I've had to kind of be like, okay, what is this fear based on, and then I go to the word, or I sing, play my guitar. I had a little session the other day, just kind of worshiping by myself, or play some music, and kind of bring it to Jesus, and I'm able to be like, okay, God, I'm scared. I don't know how big this thing is. I don't know how it's going to affect my little children. I don't know how it's going to affect my grandmother in Kenya, stuff like that. So we're all, to some extent scared. It's a new thing. It's such a natural human response to be scared. It's what you do with that fear then. Are you bringing it to God? Are you using, are you able to kind of reason and be like, okay, this is what we need to do? That's, if you're just dwelling on the fear, and if you're doing everything out of pure panic, then I'll be like, okay, maybe there's a faith issue. But I think, saying, okay, it's wise if we close our churches and and wash your hands and do all these things. I don't think that's a lack of faith. Another thing that keeps coming to me, and I keep forgetting, is that if you're really concerned about worshiping or whatever, why don't you so they said the groups of 10, so they're canceling anything that's more than groups of 10. So if people who are healthy, not at risk for the corona, high risk with the coronavirus, form groups of 10 and meet in homes. Come on, like meeting in a church building is not more sacred than meeting in a home. But yeah, get a small group together, get your 5 friends, whatever, how many friends you have, and do that. If not, meet online. Facebook has video chats, WhatsApp has video chats, Instagram. We can use our social media to kind of still have that connection and protect the vulnerable, the elderly, the people with the weak immune systems. Anyway, so bottom line is, don't judge other people. Following recommendations is not a lack of faith. It's probably very wise and very prudent. And just, if you really have to meet, if you feel like you cannot meet, that not going to church is a big deal, get your group of 10 people or less who are not high risk, obviously, and meet together and pray together and have fellowship.